my YouTube followers. This is Peggy Hubbard. I'm pretty outraged today. I am a veteran. I served in the United States Navy. I received an honorable discharge. I'm also an American. What I saw yesterday and the pictures that were forwarded to me by a couple of National Guardsmen that follow me on Facebook and on my social media platforms angered me to no end. And it should also anger you. They feared that there would be another, what they call an insurrection, and they brought in all these troops from across the country, from Alaska to Idaho to Iowa, New York, Florida, Texas, and they brought in all these troops just in case there was another incident at our nation's capital due to the swearing in of our faux president, Joe Biden. And I call him faux president. I call him commander in thief and the side piece, which is, you know who it is, Kamala Harris, who pretends to be black. And for the record, she's not black. I saw our men and women being made to sleep on a cold ground. It is January in DC. It is cold as hell in DC. But let me tell you about the outrage. Let me tell you how this all went down and how all of this happened. And I got it directly from the guardsmen that are in DC. And this is what happened. There was a National Guardsman that was at the Dunkin' Donuts at the nation's capital. He was getting him a coffee and something to eat. Now, he was in the Dunkin's Donuts and he was getting him some food and he was not wearing a mask. One of the Democratic congressmen took offense to that. Now, mind you, this man left his home state and his family to come and protect the Capitol at the behest of the Democratic Party, requesting National Guards. So these guys are not your average military. They have other jobs as well. So at the drop of the hat, they have to stop what they're doing, suit up, mount up, and go to their destination. Now, mind you, these guys are dealing with coronavirus. They're dealing with natural disasters, and they're doing all of these other things and being deployed. Okay? This man is in the Dunkin' Donuts getting him a cup of coffee and something to eat. One of the Democratic congressmen took offense because he was not wearing a mask, went back and told the other Democrats that this soldier was not wearing a mask, got to Nancy Pelosi and her henchmen, and they kicked them out of the Capitol, out of the cafeteria. They were sleeping on the floor, y'all. Sleeping on the floors. Not cots, not hotel rooms, floors. And they complain how we treat the illegals, and our men and women are sleeping on floors, sleeping in garages in January. One toilet, one outlet, no blankets, no pillows, no food. This is worse than treating, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm a veteran. I served this country. When I was running for U.S. Senate, when I was running last year, my motto was, I will never, ever leave a man behind or a woman behind. As a veteran, no veteran should be sleeping on our streets. No veteran should be calling the streets home. But here it is, active duty, called up men and women that have other jobs and other commitments and families. They get to Washington, D.C., and they're made to sleep in a garage. They're made to sleep on the floors with no blankets, no pillows, no cots, no food. And they complain. The Democrats have the audacity to complain how we treat the illegals. And we're treating the men and women that are laying down their lives to die for us, to defend our country, to defend our Constitution, to defend that Capitol. They are left on the floor, in the cold, in a garage. And they want to sit up and tell us how we're mistreating the illegals. And these are our American soldiers. These are our men and women. And they want to be upset about how we mistreat the illegals, but yet you can treat our men and women, our law enforcement, our military, our veterans. You can mistreat them and go on with your business and go on with your life. And this is the Democrats that are doing this. I'm going to be facing Tammy Duckworth, as I like to call her, Tammy Duckworthless. She's a veteran. She's a disabled veteran. Did you see her face out there trying to find out why these troops are sleeping on the ground? No, she doesn't give a damn. She cares about putting transgender men and women in our armed forces so they can get a free sex change. That's Tammy Duckworth. That is her platform. And by the grace of God, President Trump read that bill, laughed at it, tore it in half, and said it's not going to happen on his watch. If you want a sex change, the government will not be paying for it. Not in the military. In the military, you have to be battle ready. When I was in the military and I gave birth, I was back on that ship within 30 days. By the time I came back off that ship, after my deployment, my baby was chewing steak and rolling a cigarette. Battle ready. But I digress. America, you should be outraged with me. You should be angry with me. You should be pissed with me. There is no way that the men and women that left their jobs, left their careers, left their families to defend that Capitol at the behest of the Democratic Party and Nancy Pelosi, they are made to sleep on a cold concrete floor in a garage. She has a $20,000 Sub-Zero refrigerator in her house, and she's eating $300 premium ice cream. She owns at least 5 vineyards. And like the governor said of Florida, Governor DeSantis, what he said, these are not Nancy Pelosi's servants. I'm calling my men and women home. Governor Abbott did the same thing. I'm calling my men and women home. If you're going to mistreat our men and women, you don't deserve to have them there at the Capitol. I'm not going to let you mistreat the men and women from Texas and Florida. Now other states are pulling their men too and women from the nation's capital. And I say bravo. They are more concerned about what's happening with the illegals, and these men and women are laying down in the cold in January in DC. Apparently, y'all don't know how cold it gets in DC in January. It gets downright cold, freezing, and they're laying on the floor. And y'all want to sit up and talk about the cages, the illegals that are in cages? Obama built those cages. Yeah, he built those cages. Biden built those cages. Any government that puts illegals ahead of our citizens and particularly our armed forces, need to be called out. And I'm calling them out. Joe Biden doesn't even have in his office the flags of all the armed forces, but he does have a statue bust of Hugo Chavez. Oh, yeah, Chavez. He has a bust of Chavez, a Marxist, communist dictator, but he has a bust of Chavez, but he cannot put in his office the flags of our military men and women, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. There are no flags in that office of the armed forces. And he wants to be commander and thief. Not commander in chief. He's commander and thief is what he is. And then we have almost 1 million jobs in 2 days that are gone from the pipeline. My cousin called me and said, I'm now out of work because of Joe Biden. And I asked my cousin, did you vote for him? He said, yes, I did. I voted for him. I said, that was your undoing. The man said he was going to end fracking, and he did it in 2 days. In 2 days, almost 1 million people are out of work. Pipe fitters, union, these Democratic unions that backed Biden. Do I feel sorry for you? No, I don't. We got a big old sign up here in Granite City Steel that says, pipe fitters, we endorse Joe Biden. Guess what's going to happen to you? Guess what's about to happen to you? If it wasn't for President Trump, you guys would not have a job. If it wasn't for President Trump, that Granite City Steel would be closed. It was closed for 6 years under Obama and Biden. Guess what's about to happen? Your stupidity for backing that man, endorsing that man, and he's telling you up front, he's going to end fracking. You pipe fitters don't stand a chance. And when Senator Ted Cruz yesterday asked Buttigieg, you're going to put all these men and women out of work. What are they supposed to do? And you know what the clown said? And this is one of the fools that ran for president. You know what he said? Well, they can find other jobs. You're making $30 to $40 an hour. Who's going to hire you at $30 to $40 an hour? But not to worry. Not to worry. The minimum wage is going up to $15 an hour. So you're going to go from making $30 to $40 to $15 an hour. It's a win-win. Our men and women deserve better. Our country deserves better. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to some dark days. Dark days. In 2 days, close to almost 1 million people are going to be out of work because of Biden. Y'all wanted this? Y'all wanted to put this fool in office? My grandmother used to say, when a baby wants to touch a stove and you keep telling that baby that stove is hot, don't touch the stove, but they're hell bent and determined on touching that stove, maybe you need to let them touch that stove. And guess what? We're about to touch that stove. Our men and women deserve better. You should be outraged with me. Not only as an American, I am a veteran. And it is no way in hell, if I was there, I would have been raising hell. There's no way that our men and women will be laying on the ground in the cold in a parking garage because some damn Democrat got his ass bent out of shape because somebody wasn't wearing a mask when Joe Biden wrote his executive order on federal property and was not wearing a mask his damn self. So he wrote this law, and then he goes and breaks his own edict. And our men and women are made to sleep in a garage. Y'all should be mad. This is a wake-up call. I'm pissed. Facebook just sent me a message just now. I'm back on Facebook. Excuse me. But guess what? I cannot do live feeds for 83 days. I'm about to post that. They just sent me a message that says, I am banned from doing a live feed for 83 days. And I am a Senate candidate. And I cannot do a live feed for 83 days. And I am a political senatorial candidate for U.S. Senate. And I cannot do a live feed and talk to America for 83 days. Facebook just sent that to me about a minute ago. I just got it. 83 days. And I'm a candidate for U.S. Senate. And I am a conservative. And I am a Trump conservative. And they just told me for 83 days, you cannot do a live feed. 83 days. So for 4 months, I cannot do a live feed for 4 months on Facebook because I am a Trump conservative. They just sent me that, and I'm going to post it so you guys can see it. But you guys need to be outraged because our troops, this is going to be very interesting under the Biden administration. We already know he doesn't give a damn about the troops. We already know he doesn't give a damn about union and American workers. He doesn't give a damn about you. And they want to talk to us about white supremacy. Let me give you a little hint about white supremacy. They fired the black Surgeon General, but they kept Dr. Fauci, who was white. I just obliterated their whole thinking. You want to talk about white supremacy, you fired the black Surgeon General, but you kept the white guy, Dr. Fauci. You asked him to stay on, but you fired the black guy. And you fools went and voted. You black Democrats went and voted for this man, and he just fired a brother. Don't you feel like Boo Boo the Fool? Don't you feel stupid? And they want to sit up and talk about white supremacy, and he just fired the brother. But he kept Dr. Fauci. So don't come to me and say white supremacy when he just turned around and fired this black guy. It's okay, though, because they got Kamala Harris, because she's black. Lord Jesus. Everyone, dark days are ahead. Dark days are ahead of us. We are losing American jobs that President Trump fought to keep, fought for us not to be dependent on foreign oil and resources, fought to bring back all these steel mills, Granite City Steel, right here in my backyard. 6 years, it was closed for 6 years under Obama and Biden. 6 years, Granite City was closed. I had 2 friends that committed suicide because they gave up. They had no hope. Now, this man told you he's going to end fracking. 2 days into his administration, he shuts down the pipeline, which is going to hurt America. It's going to hurt us dearly. We're going to pay for this. My cousin got laid off, got his notice, and then he had the nerve to call me and say, what do I do? And I asked him, did you vote for Biden? Yes, I like Biden. I don't like Trump. I said, well, that's the reason why you lost your job. The man told you what he was going to do, and y'all stupid fools went and voted for him and endorsed this fool. He told you what he was going to do. He told you he was going to end fracking. He told you guys he was going to shut down the pipeline. And guess what? 2 days into his administration, they go to work and they got pink slips. His last day of work is next Friday. Gone. He was making $39 an hour. No more. Because they don't like Trump. And that is going to cost this country dearly. I don't care if you don't like Trump. I think he's the best thing that happened to this country as a president, and probably one of the last best presidents we'll see in our lifetime. That man kept this country running. That man kept jobs going. That man kept the pipeline open. That man made this country great again. We were not depending on foreign oil. We were not depending and beholding on Venezuela or China or parts of Canada. But you know what? My grandmother said, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And that's what's about to happen. Dark days are ahead. But to do our troops the way they did them, to make them sleep on the ground in the cold in a parking garage, is unimaginable to me as a veteran and as a citizen. And I guarantee you this. I become a senator. I'd be damned if I'm going to let anybody mistreat a veteran or a soldier or a first responder or a police officer. Not on my watch. Because if they want them, they're going to have to go through me. And this is a person they don't want to come up against. I'm like President Trump. I'm rough around the edges. I could be a little crass. I can be a little rude. But I will get results. And I will not allow for anybody to mistreat an American citizen. And I will not allow for the Democrats to place illegals before my military, my veterans, my law enforcement, my first responders, and my American citizens. I will not have it. Not have it. I am too pissed. Everyone, I'm Peggy Hubbard. Shared this video. Like I said, Facebook has banned me for 83 days. I am a United States senatorial candidate, and they're telling me that I cannot go live for 83 days. I am banned from Facebook from doing live feeds. So I have to rely on YouTube. And that's about to be taken from me as well. I love you. It is Friday. Have a great weekend. Share this video. Peace. Thank you for listening. Take care.